welcome back to the shop. Sorry, I don't really have too much material nowadays. After some 300 videos, everything I wanted to accomplish is out there. So this, I'm just going to share playing with a new gadget for what it's worth. But I've been basically rearranging the shop here, so I'll show a little bit of that. Kind of funny though, I think everybody knows I had a second grizzly mill over there that I did a video. I was converted it over to CNC, but I wanted to move it. It was up on one of my homemade benches, do it yourself, and it was just getting pelted with stuff from the wire brush on the drill press. I had it covered in plastic, but you could see it was just getting nailed. So I wanted to move it from that bench over to the Husky workbench. So yeah, it's pretty heavy. In old age, I'm not that strong anymore. Managed to undo the bolt on the back of it, the nut, and get the column down to the floor. Got the XY table down to the floor. Got the XY table up on the Husky bench. But I couldn't get the column to stand up. I could barely get it up on the Husky bench. No way I could stand it up. So I decided, all right, let me just get rid of it. Put it back together. I took all the CNC motors off, steppers. There's a picture of it on the floor. I put it together on the floor as a regular mill. And the funny part is I put it on Craigslist for $800. And there were two other mini mills, Harbor Freight ones, for $500, and mine's $800. Mine went in 2 seconds because the people, I know there was a line of people emailing me, I want it, because they recognized the shop. They saw the welder in the background and the Husky bench, and they knew who had that mill and the condition that thing would be in. So it went fast, which was great. So I've got some money to buy something and play around in the shop, but in any case, here's the gadget and a little bit of shop rearranging. See you next time. Try this again. I hate it when you finish with an entire talk or presentation only to find out the camera shut off all by itself for some reason. So this is take two. First is kind of a heads up. Quite a while ago, I ordered a woodworking tool off Banggood. Paid for it with credit because I have credit from some of the sales that I had caused or whatever. But every time I checked the status, all it said was processing for weeks. So I canceled it, asked for a refund, and yeah, my credit got refunded. I don't know if you're going to get cash back. But I needed a battery welder. A ham radio guy, everything runs on batteries, and you can't get NiCad, so you got to build your own stuff. So I went to Banggood and I ordered one of their pretty expensive battery welders, and same thing, processing. Weeks later, forget it. Asked for a refund, got the refund. I did some research, and it looks like Banggood, their corporate financials are collapsing. So my opinion would be, don't buy anything from Banggood, especially if you pay for it via credit card, because it's just going to be processing, and I don't think you're going to get your money back. So what I wanted to show is this guy, Amazon. It's pricey, $70, and it came in a couple of days or next day. It's pretty nice, I'll tell you that. You can see here it comes. Well, first when I saw the battery or the wall thing, I thought it ran off of that, because I didn't want anything with a battery in it, because I know sooner or later the battery's going to die, and then maybe if you can't replace it, your product's trash. And at $70, I don't want it to be trash. But it has a battery in it, and you have to make sure it's fully charged before you run it. You can see it also comes with a foot switch, which is nice, and I'll tell you how to operate this thing in a minute. It came with their stuff. I had bought off of Amazon. I forgot that it came with that. Well, actually, no, I bought this because I was expecting the Banggood one, which didn't have any of the weld strips. Also comes with these monster cables. Wow. And they're pretty cool, just copper tips. You can unscrew this and just pull them out, so if you have to replace them, no problem. Eesh, now I can't get it back in. Alright, well, I'll have to do that later. Pulled the wrong one out. The other one came in and out easy. Oh, there it is. Finally went back in. About that long. Okay, so yes, it's cool, and you gotta force these things in here. But what you do is fully charge it. I'll put a link in the description to it if you're interested. Fully charge it. Once it's charged, and I think there was a light, yeah, a light here turns green. Then insert your probes. The plugs are different sizes, so you can't miswire this thing. Plug your foot switch in. What you do is turn it on, and the light LED will blink. Wait until it turns solid. I've turned this to 5, and that's a lot of power. So set your dial to 5, right? Yeah, 5. Then what you got to do with all kinds of elbows and stuff, well, I could have put this on the floor. Put the probes on what you're going to weld. You got to hold the material on the battery. Press the switch and hold it. And then you'll see the light blinks for a bit. Then as you're holding it, all of a sudden, out of randomness or something, it does the weld, and it does a beautiful job of it. So yeah, I had to repair one of my radios here. I found the NiCad battery that I can put in it, because the charging circuits for NiCad's not lithium ions, so I couldn't put a lithium ion in there. So pretty cool little box. Thinking about, you know, should I return it now that I did the one job, or keep it, or what? The other funny thing is Vevor sent me an email, wanted me to be a partner and review their stuff. So I had asked for one of their battery welders from Vevor and never got that. So they're a flake too. So I don't know. I'll just figure out what to do. And I hope this camera was recording this, because I'm not doing it a third time. Was curious, yeah, after 2 welds, the plus side of the battery and the minus, it needs a charge. But I was curious, what is in this thing, you know? It's obviously battery powered, and I'm hoping it's a battery that I can replace. It would be a kick if I could double it up too. Oh, these feet are loose. That's a kick. The feet just come right off. Ooh, it's long. Goes all the way through, huh? Alright, that, and that. Okay, carefully open it. Ooh, no, it's some unique battery, so when that sucker dies, there's 2 of them in here. When that thing dies, it's over. Shoot. Oh well. I wonder what else you could use. Be curious to see what the charger is and how many volts does that put out. Turn this around, because that's the way the lid went on. Charger. Might have writing on it. Let's see. What does it say, huh? Oh, of course, made in China. Lithium ion charger. 100 to 240 in. Output 8.4 volts at a half amp. Huh. Boy, look at those contacts on that thing. Wow. And whatever the printed circuit board is, it's got a bunch of parts on the underside of it. A lot of ICs. So, huh. Interesting. Okay. One lead goes to the board. The other lead goes to the battery. And whatever this teeny little wire is here That is like a fine connector, DB connector or something. Looks like it got sawed off, huh? No, it's some kind of foil. The outside foil is coming around and going to the other one. And they did one bad solder job here too. So interesting what this thing is. Wires all over the place. Okay, well, I know what's in it now. Something I can't really do. Alright, go on there. It's hanging on something here. There, got it. Screws back in there. Oh well, let's charge it up, and then I want to do some experiments with some different stuff. Well, that didn't take long, about 15 minutes to charge it up. But I wanted to do a couple of experiments, see if it'll weld two pieces of copper wire together. For the battery, I went to 5. I'm going to go to 4. There it is, blinking solid. I don't know what 8.43 means, but the foot switch is on the floor. And this is going to be interesting trying to hold this. I got to be out further so I can get this on here. And here we go. Where's the foot switch? There it is. Boom. Wow, that was a big spark, you saw? Didn't it put a big dent? Yeah, it put a big arc in there, but didn't weld it together. Well, next experiment, maybe I go back to 5. See if it'll weld it to a tab here. I'll get that out of the way of the camera. Alright, so put this on here. You don't want to touch that thing. I want to just put it on the wire. There. On the wire, on the tab. That welded pretty fast when I hit the switch. Here goes. Boom. It did it. Oh, no, it melted it. Wow. Alright, well, you can't do some things with it. It melted it. Why didn't it not weld it to that, though? I'm sure. Where's some of the... Oh, I put them over there. Some little pieces of metal here. Yeah, just getting some of their tabs. They're supposed to be silver. And I'm sure it'll weld this on top of that, but... So maybe this thing's... I'll go back to 4. Why not? 4. Does that numbers change? The numbers aren't changing on this screen. So whatever that means, does it say what it is? No light. Battery voltage. Oh, okay, 8.42. Go to 4 volts here. Let's see what happens with that, one of these strips here. Alright. So I can always cut this off. Boy, these are thick. So if I put that there and that there, here, we fell off. Here to here, and the foot switch, and I'm on 4, right? Yeah. Poof. Yeah, that's what it did before. It stuck it. Oh, that is definitely welded at 4. Wow. Too bad it wouldn't do that to wire. That is not... Oh, it just gave off. So maybe you do need 5. Let's try 5. Well, it's still... Battery voltage is still hanging in there, but... Might be because this thing is dirty. Great. The other side, why not? Where is that? There. That's the existent welds. These probes are not easy to hold, I'll tell you that. There. Okay, good. I got it. And there. And I'm pressing pretty hard. Go. I heard the pulse. The probes actually jumped. Alright, now is it going to come off? No. Oh yeah, it did come off. Huh. Interesting. It put holes. Yeah. There are holes in this strip. So for a battery, it's probably good because you're not going to pull like that. Shut this off for now. Might be this was dirty, but I never tried pulling it on the battery itself. Do I still have one of these old batteries that I had tried it on? I tried it on somebody here. Junk. Well, try it on this one, why not? Okay, turn it back on to 5. Okay, 5. And I'll try it on the back of the battery. Oh, I had put it in a vise before to try to do this. But you gotta really hold it. I get my foot down, ready to go. That's on there. Try to hold it. That's on there. Go. Pulsed. Now, does it come off? No, it does not pull off at all. So why it works on a battery and not that, I don't know. But wow, yeah, that's on there. I'm pulling with all my strength here and it's not coming off. Will it weld? Probably can pry it off with this, peel it. Yeah, there. Copper wire. Oof, that's going to be interesting to try to hold, huh? 5. Okay, so one has to go out on the battery to try to hold it up. I have a feeling I got to do the other way first. That one on there. Ooh, that's too hard to hold. Okay, I need a vise and stuff to try that, but it sure did make a dent in this stuff. Why it won't weld it together is beyond me. It should do it. That one and that one. They are together, right? Yeah, move it further. What happened? There. Paul, oh, it melts it in a hurry. It goes right, oh jeez, there goes my carpeting. Oi! Oh well. It melts it, so that should, I'm doing it on a different surface. That should work. Put this back on the charger. Jarred. Hey. I wonder if it shows the voltage when you're charging. Plug it in. Turn it on, huh? 8.44? No, not really. Oh, it shows green. It shows it as being charged. You're kidding. Wow. Okay. Unplug that. Right? Yeah, that was definitely plugged in, right? Yeah, it's green. Okay, go figure. Oh well, enough of experiments. Okay, next up, when I originally bought this welder and the cart, I had plans on putting this in this little cubby hole here so it'd be out of the way and it'd be nice, you know, in the shop and still keep a lot of room. But since the cart was out in the middle of the shop, so to speak, and there was an empty spot on the back of it with the chains and stuff for a tank, I thought, you know, my dad's old acetylene tank and torch and stuff, it's kind of needs to be refurbed and cleaned up, so let me put it on this thing. So I had put the tank on the cart, cleaned it all up, and I thought, you know, that tank's kind of heavy, so if I need to go someplace to do plumbing, I can just roll this cart around or wherever I need. But then I started thinking, you know, there's a water heater behind it. Putting an acetylene tank next to a water heater flame is probably not a good idea. So the thing kind of stayed in the middle of the shop, kicking around, angle it, get it out of the way. But then I finally bought the bullet. You can see a couple of gauges behind there. I finally bought the argon carbon dioxide tank 7025 to be able to see what MIG welding was. And that tank is heavy. It's an 80 cubic foot. Poor FedEx guy, I made him take it from the front door where he delivered it and put it in the shop Then I had to drag it all the way over here to get it on this cart. So now it's okay, you know, it's just argon. I can put that in there and it's out of the way, so I'm pretty happy with that. Had to disconnect all the probes you can see from the front so I could open, you can see the hinges, there's a door to the right. So I could open up the side garage door all the way, so that's fine. But also, interesting thing, I should give the numbers here for MIG welding. This is at 3 for wire feet, 5.5 for voltage, and the inductance I had to drop way down to 4. And I'll show a picture here. MIG is completely different than flux core welding. Flux core, when you're done, there's smoke all over the place. You can't see what you're doing. You need a breeze. When you're done, there's berries all over the place. There's some kind of a brown dust film all over everything that you got to wire brush down. Let me show this picture again here. That's it. I didn't clean that or wire brush that at all. There's no smoke, no berries spatter, nothing. It's a day and night difference. So I wish I would have bit the bullet way sooner when I was building this section of fence, because I would have loved to do it with MIG. It's just beautiful. So I'm not sure if I want to really try TIG. I bet you that's probably even better, but for now I'm just going to stick with MIG. And because I said in the previous video, let me first, I've seen other videos like Tim Wells and stuff, and they say, yeah, that tank should last 3.2 hours. And his doesn't have the valve though, so he says that's not 3.2 hours of welding. That's 3.2 hours of it being on with gas flow all the time. Mine, I said in the previous video, has a valve that shuts the gas off. So I'm going to get 3.2 hours of actual welding from that tank, and that's going to be a long time for me. So for now, just an update on this and where I'm at. And you saw the picture of it, beautiful welds. And that was my first attempt too. I didn't have to, well, no, it wasn't, because I did have to dial it slightly. I started with all of my flux core settings, but then I read the chart in the machine and I set all the dials to that, and that was good enough. It was perfect. So just an update.